Now back to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show, which is presented to you by Power Planter Earth Augers, the official digging tool. To find the right size for your digging project, visit powerplanter.com. Now here are your hosts, Joey and Holly Baird.
Welcome back to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show. You've got a question. We can help you with that. You can get that question submitted to us by emailing us at gardentalkradio@gmail.com, gardentalkradio@gmail.com, or you can give us a call, 1-800-927-SHOW, 1-800-927-SHOW. Had a handful of questions come in this week. Holly, we'll start with this one. What is the purpose of curing squash, winter squash?
So curing winter squash is basically where, just like you cure any other vegetable, you're just going to put it in a cool, dry, well-ventilated area. And what it's going to do is it's going to thicken the skin a little bit. And then it's going to make it so that it's going to store a little bit longer. We've done this, and we've had squash last, 9 months?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now also 9 months, that's about the limit, because things start getting soft and dried out inside. So
it gets a little questionable.
Yeah. But it can be done.
When you get to the eighth month, you're probably going to put that in some soup versus some sort of.
But it's still edible.
It's still edible, yeah. So, yep. So Donna asks, my pumpkin vines didn't do well this year for many reasons. Would you recommend composting the vines or simply toss in the green bin for pickup by the waste management company?
Throw it in the waste for the pickup, or just throw it in the trash. Don't even give it to the waste people for composting, because without knowing what the plant actually had on it, the trash is your best option. And if your city won't let you put it in the trash, put some trash bags on the bottom, put the plants in there, put some trash bags on the top, hide that sucker, and make it disappear, because you don't want to infect other people's compost if you put it in the city's municipality and pick it up, and they keep it warm all winter long, and then that disease gets picked up and brought somewhere else. And you certainly don't want it in your yard by putting it in your own compost. So make it disappear. That's the best answer. So, Holly, how to deal with powdery mildew? I know this is a whole segment in itself, but we'll try to give you the abbreviated Cliff Note version of how to deal with this. What is it, first of all?
First of all, there's a whole generation that doesn't know what Cliff Notes is. But that's okay. So powdery mildew is a fungus, essentially, and it's a mildew. So what happens is that this happens on your broadleaf viney plants like squash, pumpkin,
grapes, cucumbers,
what have you. So what happens is that it's caused by high humidity during the day, cooler temperatures at night with still high humidity. So you're going to get it right now. Typically near the end of summer, the humidity goes up in the evening. The plants don't necessarily dry off properly. It's still cooler out, but then during the day it's still warm, still some humidity. And so therefore this is what causes the problem. And so one thing you can do is you can look for disease resistant varieties. You can remove up to 25% of the foliage from the plant. You can spray the plant, whether it be with because you want to break up that powdery mildew. So you can use something like vinegar, diluted vinegar. We've used diluted milk, diluted baking soda. All of this will break up that mildew. And then the reason powdery mildew is bad is because it doesn't allow the plant to photosynthesize. So you want to break up that mildew.
Right, that powder's material, yeah. Okay, I have 3 zucchini plants, and the flowers seem to all be males. I have no zucchini to speak of. What is going wrong, and what can I do to get something before the end of the season?
Sure. So this is what happens. This is what happens to zucchini plants, is they put out the male flowers first. They want to know that they're going to get fertilized so that they'll put the female flowers out. So what you want to do is you want to tap the middle of the flowers. It's going to make that happen. It's going to put out the female flowers, and you should have
stimulating the plant.
Right, you're stimulating the plant, and you should have beautiful zucchini.
Hopefully. If that's not the case, there may be other problems with the type of soil. It may not be getting a certain nutrient, which will prevent it from putting on fruit on the plant. All right, Holly, here's a question that maybe a lot of our listeners are facing right now. It's too early. It is now too early for pumpkins to be ready, correct? Well, it depends on when you planted it. That's part of the question. I have one that is full orange and seems ready, but I don't want it to harvest it right now. I want to keep it on the vine as long as possible because it's not that time of year yet. What can I do? Can I leave it on the vine, or do I need to harvest it because it will rot if I don't?
Okay, so if it's a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin, like a legit jack-o'-lantern pumpkin, they don't do so well. They're going to last about 5 to 10 days. But if it's
on the vine,
yeah.
Okay.
If it's any other variety, you can harvest the pumpkin, and it's best to harvest it, take it off the vine, because then you're going to prevent pumpkin rot from sitting there, and it'll last 8 to 12 weeks. 8 to 12 weeks.
Well, we've had them last 14 months.
Yeah.
Now we didn't eat that pumpkin. It was a white pumpkin that we found the fall, like early November one year, and we held on to it almost 2 years because we went and did talks at schools and stuff. And we brought this white pumpkin. No, I guess it was almost a full year. I take that back. It was a full year almost before that pumpkin completely kind of fell in on itself. For
more information, please visit thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.